night. It's not a very.
Oh, wow. No intro. Ah, well, look
We
at
don't
this.
have no movie intro. I thought we had like 5-minute intro or something.
No intros. We got to keep everybody guessing. Maybe there'll be an intro. Maybe there
Look,
won't.
I'm going like full purple there with the tie and the cup. Look at this combo.
Oh, yes.
Look, you get the cup, you get a free tie.
But you get a solid shirt. So I guess you're okay.
Yeah, I got a solid shirt. How these one pattern people are happy out there.
I just have my boring T-shirt.
I need new concerns because the old ones came. That's funny. That's funny.
That's
you could have used that with Barnes and Viva the other night.
Yeah, but I wanted to represent, so I used one of the Viva Fry T-shirts. Hang out. So we had a decent time the other night, and
that was fun.
Oh, hell yeah. We were not planning to do a Baldwin. So as soon as we say we're not planning to do a Baldwin, things start to happen. So
right.
We got some things happening today that we're going to go into. I promised a bombshell. We do have a bombshell we'll be getting to.
We do?
I think we do. I don't know. We'll see. You'll tell me.
Okay.
I've got to depend on Mark to let me know for sure if it's actually a bombshell. But, I do my best. And then we have other things that are kind of in the hopper that I think may boil out, but they're not ready. It's a matter of getting people together, finding out more information. Some stuff is starting to come in. It may or may not come in. I mean, Mark, you're an investigative reporter. I'm just kind of learning this as I go. And
go on. Yes.
Is this normal from what you've dealt with, where you kind of have things that come in and then things that look like they're going to come in, but then they may or they may not? You kind of have to dance around.
Yeah. It never ends. It never ends. I mean, then a lot of times you have to coerce people and put them on deep background or anonymous. I mean, there's all different levels of background, because people are so squirrely to begin with. And then you've got whistleblowers. I mean, there's so many different levels of investigative reporting, in my experience. I mean, of people who come in from different angles at you. You could go after them and track them down. So it goes both ways. There's gumshoe work where you physically go to the place, and just that old style thing, that Geraldo Rivera thing, where you just bust into Al Capone's vault and there's nothing in
finds
there.
A wine bottle.
Right. Or you could wait, until stuff comes in, which is, invariably, let me tell you something. People have access to grind, but that doesn't mean the information they're sending is not true. You can have an axe to grind with truth, or you can have an axe to grind that's bullshit. So it cuts both ways. So you can't really, you really got to be careful about what is, the truth in these matters. Whether if someone sends you an email, it could very well be doctored. You don't know that that's a real email, and then you run with it, and things go south.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm not used to it. And also the theme of the show, we keep telling people we didn't intend it to be a Baldwin show or an investigation or anything else.
It's not a true crime show either. I mean,
no. When
it's not a conspiracy show. It's not. I don't even know what we're doing.
Well, that
we're supposed to be working on LBJ, which is much more interesting. The Ladies of LBJ, which is coming up next, which soon. I find to be historically interesting. And
then we, of course, owe Elliott Smith.
Yeah, but I also would like to do that Puerto Rican nationalist assassination attempt on Truman that I brought up with Barnes the other night. 1954 is when they broke into the House of Representatives in the gallery. Just really bold stuff that nobody really knows about. It's two things. One is the attack on the Congress, and then also the attack on Truman, the attempted assassination of Truman, who was living in Blair House and walking to the Oval Office each day, and the Secret Service, the Capitol Police guy riddled and killed the assassin.
I promise, no more Splenda unless he writes another message. And I can't control Baldwin. Every time I say no more of anything, Baldwin surprises me.
But the guy's name was Spoonful of Joe, by the way. I don't know if you caught that.
I did.
just like a coffee Splenda thing.
But I prefer a cupful personally, but
right.
Absolutely. The last point I want to make is that our goal on the show is always to be entertainment first. We are
true?
not trying to be Dateline or 2020 or.
Wait. There's a lot of interesting women out there. Is Dateline a dating show or?
Well, I don't know. You'd have to tell me, dude. I'm married. I'm done.
You're talking about Dateline, like the investigative reporting show.
Exactly.
Not Dateline. Okay, sorry.
Yep. And last off, super chats, things like that. This will be demonetized immediately. After a few days, it'll get cleared. We don't get a whole lot out of it. So we deeply appreciate super chats. However, when we're riffing and we're going with the flow, it's very difficult to stop everything to address a super chat. So if it's going to annoy you that I can't get to it, I'll do the best I can. Please don't submit one, because I don't want to hurt feelings.
What happens if you just leave it up there?
I'll put it up on the screen, as best I can. But
we don't have to talk about
it.
Right. Okay.
But it's up to the people, because some people have the expectations and they're handled in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Our show, we try to keep in the flow and keep going, and we don't really hang out at the end and say, read every super chat. That's kind of not our style.
Yeah, I tried to explain it to that guy on the Barnes Viva show the other day. He put up that Kennedy conspiracy theory, and he was upset that we didn't discuss it, or that I shot it down so quickly. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, yeah, there's that. Well, we may be back on there again to shoot more down.
We'll never be back now because of that one guy,
who knows? All right, so on to actually talking about the show. I'm sure that people I know, first thing we need to go into, or not even need to go into, it's just something I found to be curious, and I will interrupt everything, though, because $50 is going to make me interrupt.
Betty Boop flipping out. Look at Betty Boop taking it to the mat. Go Betty Boop.
I just sent you a Betty Boop song, as a matter of fact, Mark.
That was a Betty Boop song, wasn't it?
Yeah, crazy coincidence.
You know what? I loved Betty Boop. I really did. When I was growing up, I thought she was so erotic. It was the most erotic cartoon going when you're a kid, is Betty Boop. And that whole little Betty Boop world around that they developed. Very erotic cartoons. Later on, of course, there was Crumb and Heavy Metal, like I talked to you about, the Heavy Metal movie, the magazine that somehow I ended up being associate publisher of Heavy Metal magazine, and dealing with all those incredibly erotic.
We should talk about the movie, by the way, sometime. That might be an episode to talk about the movie and the rights.
Yeah, the rights issue was a nightmare, especially with the heavy metal bands, because a lot of them had broken up. They were on obscure dead labels. We couldn't get that movie together for years. I think it finally came, I forget when it came, 83, and then there was a sequel to it. We were trying to get back out, and the movie was great. I mean, if you had enough acid, that movie was fantastic.
It didn't need acid, but
okay, it definitely helped.
Well, we're on acid, though. There we go to our favorite guy. And Betty Page. That's another one.
Betty Page. Yeah.
Alec Baldwin. It turns out, I mean, this guy he's such an ass. I'm sorry. I don't know if you knew this, but apparently
is that him in the lower right-hand corner crawling around down there?
No, I think that's a seal in an ad, but not sure.
Okay. Right.
While the investigation was going on with Andrew Cuomo, apparently Alec took it upon himself to rail about, of all things, cancel culture, because Alec Baldwin really is concerned about cancel culture, or at least culture that's canceled that he likes.
Right.
Screw anybody else. Like if let's say you had a gun or something, he doesn't like that kind of cancel culture.
Right.
And
also the New York Post, which everybody loves, because it doesn't even cross political boundaries. But I mean, when you go on the subway, people are in New York, you're either reading the Daily News or the New York Post. So his tirade against the New York Post was simply, I guess, because they gave him negative coverage. But
okay. Yes. And apparently he released a full Instagram video that was like 8-9 minutes long, which we've been through and we've reacted to 12 minutes, and it turned into 40 minutes that I'll never get back. But I'm going to torture us right now. We'll just look at his follow-up video, because thank God he deleted the first video and then just did a 1 minute, 9 second video. So I can stomach 1 minute and 9 seconds.
Oh, okay. This I could live with.
Yes.
Is that him?
That is him. Unfortunately, he was in a dim room with a dim brain, and he is. I don't have to look at him as much either, so it works out well. Hopefully, we have
I
some.
think my last message went on too long. What I'm saying is I think that the cancel culture is getting out of hand. There are people that deserve to be punished for what they've done, but not everybody should be punished in the same way. And everybody should be punished in the same way.
Still
Even the
confused.
criminal justice system recognizes that.
What is he talking
I'll leave
about?
it at that. I will make this a quick one, and that is, I deleted the other message because you go on and on and on, and you try to explain things, and it doesn't make any difference. It doesn't make any difference. Anyway, I think the cancel culture is creating more problems than it solves. I mean, it's like trawling. It's like a giant mile-long net, and you're catching a lot of people, many of them who deserve it, and a few of them, more than a few, who don't, or they don't deserve to have their careers and their lives destroyed. Anyway, so what a fucking world.
Wait, what was this last line? What an effing world!
It was literally that, and as a palate cleanser, thank you, Dan Wisnat. I appreciate that very much.
Wow.
Okay, so now you're going, what the hell was that about, folks?
What was that about?
Well, first off, this is before all the incident. This is March of 2021. Wow. March. So he's a nutball even then, dude. I mean,
what I gathered was he apparently the cancel culture fishing net has caught fish that he feels are his friends who shouldn't have been caught in the net, but other fish deserve to be in the net.
Yes.
Is that the takeaway from that cancel culture?
The good fish that you're supposed to throw back to the sea, like Andrew Cuomo,
right?
And later on Chris Cuomo,
right?
Those are good cancel culture. Don't cancel those. Those are big, good
so
people.
What he wants is a cancel culture filter designed by big tech that would be able to weed out the Louis C.K.'s from the Andrew Cuomo's.
Well, he's just going to dictate himself. You see, that's it. He'll be the cancel culture traffic cop. He'll say, good, bad, you go, you go, you go, you go.
Well, I think he would support a cancel culture committee based in New York that like the fact checkers, Eric.
Yes.
The cancel
scare quotes.
Yeah.
Yes. Put scare quotes around because you know, and you know what? I was super thrilled, by the way. Not all Baldwins are crazy. Adam Baldwin actually retweeted one of our shows, which is amazing.
Right.
And he's the very sane Baldwin who's fortunately not related. Or he's at least not a brother. So maybe that's why he's sane. I'm not really sure.
Well, he's not a brother, but I think this debate goes on and on. He's some cousin down the line. That's what I learned, but apparently others feel he's got no relation.
Well, I don't know. He probably doesn't want any relation. He's a
let's say there was a guy named Steven De Niro. What would be the problem in his career? He related to Robert De Niro? No. I'm just named Steven De Niro. I mean, it becomes a nightmare for the guy. So you either embrace it or go, I get a stage name. You know what I mean?
Oh, I totally agree. Now, anyway, that video was about Andrew Cuomo, and apparently Chris Cuomo has come out in the CNN investigation about him.
Right.
It came out like yesterday, today, something like that. But I guess
Hold on, I just want to add one more thing to this little mini rant, because Diane Keaton is not related to Michael Keaton, and Michael Keaton went to a audition for Woody Allen, and to trick Woody Allen, he gave his stage name as Michael Keaton because she and him, Woody Allen, had worked together, Diane Keaton. So he literally came up with Michael Keaton to try to get the part in the movie, which failed, and he ended up being Michael Keaton. Go on. I just wanted to get.
Oh, that's amazing.
Thank you. Before I forgot the whole story, sorry to interrupt you. Really.
Oh,
sorry.
no worries. Okay. Well, anyway, speaking of somebody said my
maybe Adam Baldwin did that. Is what the reason I mentioned.
Oh God, I'm sure there's a better name to pick. Anyway, this is about the Cuomos, and I guess Chris Cuomo told him to F off, and he wasn't going to help anybody. And that came out in the CNN investigation. And that's in the article that I had flashed up, things like that.
Right.
Next little thing. And I'm doing this because how many times have we been tagged now? Did you know there's a $25 million lawsuit about Alec Baldwin?
Again, I saw that, but I don't know what it's about or how you come up with 25 million. That's another crazy question. I guess.
Well, yeah, and
are they willing to negotiate down to 11 million?
Well, and that's what we'll talk about.
Okay.
There's
Federal lawsuit over Instagram comments allegedly falsely calling sister of fallen Marine insurrectionist.
Exactly. And
isn't this Dan Abrams' website, by the way? I just want to point that out. Lauren. Okay, so he's kind of a suspect cat to begin with, Dan Abrams.
Well, and Dan Abrams is very suspect with me right now because he's going after, and his site's going after my friend Nick Rekieta.
Oh,
well, you know Nick, who's been on.
Right.
Nick is doing reaction videos, or not reaction videos, but commentary on trials. And these trials are on Law and Crime because they just share the public feed. And they're trying to claim a copyright, even though there's up to 10 lawyers discussing what's going on, and they're trying to say, "Oh, you're stealing our copyright," when all they do is plug in the feed and then walk away. They don't do anything. So it's completely transformative.
He's really living dangerously by going after 10 lawyers. It's like a den of porcupines. I mean,
yeah, well,
he's asking for a fight. It looks like Dan.
Well, the fun thing is that we all benefit because we get to see Nick's reaction, and Nick is not a subtle character.
No, I love that guy. He's a hothead. I like him.
He's just
of all those lawyers. I don't know what all those lawyers are doing on those shows, but that's my favorite guy. The other guy, Joe, I don't know about Joe, but that guy's my favorite.
Nobody knows about Joe, but
I don't know what the deal is with that guy. But
ultimately, Nick's short answer, he has a lawyer who's going to answer more fleshed out, but his short answer is F off, quote unquote. And he spelled it out. He didn't say F.
God, I love that guy.
And he called him, I don't know, PSSY word, and
he did.
Many others. And
how about Viva telling us we couldn't say Nazi? We had to say the N word. I don't know what. I've never said N word.
And then there's N word, which is the N word. So
I was which one?
Which one? Well, we have that with our word now, right?
What? Oh, what? Retard?
Yeah, or the sexual assault. That's another R word. There's a lot of
Is that true? Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, people say R. Oh, wow. What are you going to do?
Right.
All right, so on to it. Okay, here is the lawsuit. It's online. I'll put it on Locals if anybody's interested in checking it out.
Okay.
Of course. And basically, what happened was Alec Baldwin, for whatever reason, somebody died in Afghanistan, a family member, and Alec Baldwin, kudos, gave $5,000 to the family. So good deed. That's
could he spare it?
Irrelevant. It's still a cool thing. Yeah, I know he's got money, all of that, but it is a cool thing to give that. Mm-hmm. Then I guess he was looking at Instagram and saw that the relative, or who he thinks was a relative, look, I didn't read every single detail, I skimmed, was at the January 6th event. And he said, "I didn't know you were a January 6th rioter."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're going to poke at somebody there. We'll have a split pie.
He said that he didn't know they were a January 6th rioter?
Right, because somebody showed up, and then the person said, no, it's a protest. I have a right to be at any protest, and the FBI...
Wait. But how did he find out that they were at the protest?
I think Instagram. I don't know. But
it's
a social media battle.
Right. But somebody must have told Alec Baldwin that this person...
He probably followed him on Instagram and probably saw it in the feed and then said, "What? Oh my God, you were there? I give you money." Because when you give them money, I'm sure you'll follow just to see, well, what's going on with them. I don't know.
Okay. All right. I'll buy that.
It's like a seed. He plants it and he's watering. I have no idea.
Right.
But either way, he came across, he got annoyed, and he's like, "I didn't know you were a rioter." And then the person said, "No, it's a protest. I have every right. And the FBI has already talked to me. So thank you very much. Have a nice day."
Oh,
and
wow.
He went back and he said, "Oh, you're an insurrectionist," and all of that.
Oh, my God. What a nut.
So he's being a dick, but whatever.
This is all from a dead family hero. He extrapolates and attacks the family of the people.
Relative, yes.
Oh, Jesus.
So he started out good. Donates money. Yay, good guy. Good job. Yep, good Alec. Now he's a dick. Then he's going to take it further. And well, he posts and shares who the people are.
He
With his
doxes them
millions,
too?
essentially, but it's not a full dox. He just points out their social. But they start getting death threats and whatnot on their Instagram because, Alec has a few
Yeah,
million people.
followers,
It's
yeah.
like,
No.
there's this thing called punching down. He was punching down.
Oh,
Now,
what a fat fuck.
he's an asshole. He's a dick. All this. Is that worth $25 million? No.
Yeah, I don't know what
Sorry.
it's worth, but unless maybe they'll donate it to some good cause.
I don't know. I mean, he has every, reason to be ridiculed. He's an asshole. He shouldn't have done it.
It could
Everything
be
else,
that
but
it could be that the amount of money, the suit will get tossed, and at least the amount of money makes it into the news.
Could be.
I mean, knowing it's going to get tossed.
Yeah, and that could be. But regardless, I'm just saying it is. I'm not going to excuse what he did. I'm just saying that there is no way I can see $25 million worth of damage.
Well, what could you see?
Or
$1 million? What do you like?
Honestly, I think the whole thing's pretty frivolous. I think he should be humiliated.
Right. Well, that's the point.
It.
I think it'll get tossed, and at least
I think an apology is really what I see. I mean, he should be forced to publicly apologize and say, "I should never have done that, and I should have just left my donation and said thank you. Sorrows to the family, and moved on."
Well, I hope he's got these lawyers on retainer, because if he has to pay for each individual case, it's going to start to add up for this fat bastard.
Well, he's got the right lawyer on retainer. It's Buzz Aldrin's lawyer from
Buzz
Aldrin punched the guy. And it's like, well,
right.
Okay. And I mentioned that I said anger management. I meant hothead. And I'm not saying that Buzz Aldrin wasn't correct in punching the person or had no reason.
Who did he punch? A guy from Capricorn 1 or something?
No, some guy said you never landed on the moon.
Right. So was the guy a flat earth or phony moon landing person?
I don't know. He was
just a guy. Okay.
He was a mouth. And he got punched, and it was kind of funny because he got punched by a guy who was like 85 years old. It wasn't like
who had been on the moon.
Yes.
Right. Yes. By the way, he was a notorious alcoholic.
Okay. Well, and he was a hothead. I mean, I'm just saying that, and so it makes sense that this lawyer probably would be a good fit with Alec, who is not known for his gentle demeanor.
Right.
And he is known for.
Did this guy also have the Joe Francis Girls Gone Wild case? Or
yes,
right. He had the Girls Gone Wild.
He took over from somebody else we know.
He took over from a guy we were on the show the other night, right?
Yes, Barnes. This world's very
small. What a small world.
So think about it. His lawyer represented Joe Francis. To our friend Barnes represented Joe Francis. You know Alec Baldwin, or at least
that's
knew him
sick. That's sick.
So we're full circle of.
I've been to Malibu, where Barnes used to live in a conspiracy shack, according to him, on the beach.
Oh, there you go.
And I have friends
on the windows.
Yeah, I have friends who still live there, play poker in the middle of the night.
Oh boy!
Wow, it is a small world. I got to tell you.
He's anyway, but that is what is going on. Essentially, with Baldwin. The guy seems incapable of keeping himself out of the news at any given point. And I find it interesting that this, some of this occurred in March. So it's like, it's not just, shooting cinematographers. He's just an ass. And I guess he's going to continue.
Karma's a bitch, right? I mean, you do so many bad things. And now I don't know why he keeps going public with all these little things. It's just, it must be some sort of a plan they have to do the opposite of what normal people would do. I don't know.
I'm wondering if it's like media Tourette's. I just don't know. It's like,
look, his lawyers would either quit or they are signing off on this. I mean, if they didn't agree with this and he kept doing it, I would assume that they would just leave. I mean, they don't need the money that badly. I mean, that's why I must assume that this is some sort of a strategy, as crazy as it seems, to not hide out and look guilty. Again, I'm not saying one strategy is better than the other, but I think the alternative is to not say anything and have people piling on you day and night anyway, which is not, again, I don't know which is better, but I just think that the law firm or the lawyer has had to agree to this.
I'm sure, or it could be a condition of hiring. It's like, I'm gonna do what I want to do. You pick it up. You got a job, you do what I want. and
Right.
move on. Okay, so now we're done with Baldwin, I think, for a bit.
Where we go now? What happens now?
Well, okay, last Friday, we talked about the
Right.
lawsuit, and one thing that stood out in the lawsuit was a new name. Now, apparently, the name wasn't new. I found an article in LA Times when I was searching it out that did mention her before, but it was kind of new to us. Nicole Montoya, and Nicole is the future sister-in-law to Sarah Zachary, and was hired on as a prop assistant.
Right.
And we think,
Whoa.
but we're not 100% certain. I have lines out to confirm, but we think this is her. We always wanted to put a face to a name.
That is her name.
This is a Nicole Montoya
from New Mexico and from
Santa Fe of the
Okay.
right age, who has a ton of film ties in her Facebook and background, and appears to be the correct person. Right age, right place, right time. But again, there are more than one.
Are those
Nicole
filters, or
Montoya.
does she just have great skin? Is that like a filter thing, or how do you do that?
I don't know.
How do those things?
Maybe she's
Where's
young,
the backside of those spikes? Like underneath
I don't
the
know.
gum, or what?
I don't know. I've never figured that one out.
Okay.
It's a thing, I guess. Don't know.
Okay.
Probably painful. But either way, that we believe is Nicole, the one who giggled when asked
the giggling girl. Right. I see what you're saying. Right.
About the dummy round box that appeared from the ammo ferry on the set, as best I can put it. So not really sure anymore on that. It's not implications, just kind of a let's put a face to the name. Someday I'd love to put a face to the Seth Kinney name.
Oh yeah, what does he even look like, this guy? He's kind of a mystery face.
Don't know, but he's never been on camera.
Is there by the way, this is a segue, but is there a guy running for Senate from Montana or something who had his face blown off in Iraq?
I don't know.
And he has a disfigured face.
Could be.
I thought I saw that briefly going by. I don't know if it was somewhere in the West, but if anybody knows, I would love to know what that deal is about. A GOP candidate, Iraqi war vet or Afghani vet, highly damaged, but
not sure. Okay. SH says dots are not my forte. So
dots are not your forte. Okay.
Apparently not. No idea. Finding out information. So I guess it's not dots. It's just random information that has no value.
Right.
Okay. Thank you. What does Sarah Zachary look like? We pulled some pictures of Sarah.
Oh yeah. I remember what you look like. Yeah. Yeah. We had her up a couple episodes again, right?
Oh yeah.
Back in the day. We had her when we first found her.
I believe this is Sarah here.
Oh, right. Yeah. I remember her. Yeah. A lot of these people end up in props, but they don't start in props. They start out as models or actresses. There's a lot of people who end up in crews who that was not their original job desire. Put it that way.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, they use it as a stepping stone for other things. Like a lot of them, the girl you were interviewing. Thanks, Ken. Girl you were interviewing was a focus puller, wanted to be a cinematographer.
Correct. She's the one who turned down the job, and the full interview is on Locals. Anybody who wants to join Locals and check it out. She turned down the job that Lane Looper actually took, and in interviewing her, I found out things that I didn't know. Like, remember, Lane Looper took his crew,
right?
Well, apparently the focus puller, and that's what the first AC. So first assistant camera is actually a focus puller. I did not know that. I guess back in the day, they would actually be on the side of the camera pulling focus.
It's not back in the day. It's just digital versus film. It's just these crazy titles have now gone over to the digital film world, but the film world has not ended on the earth either. There's plenty of directors who shoot on film. No, but when you need a focus puller with a real camera, though, and you need
big cameras. She was talking about the big cameras. She was talking about back in the day with the big cameras.
It's not back in the day. There are people shooting on film. It's not the silent film.
I know you're holding on to it forever, Mark.
It's not me. I mean, look, there's a focus puller. You got to be able to pull focus, which means you go out, you measure the distance between the subject and the camera. I mean, it's an incredibly difficult science. And
yes, and you have to do it live and change the
yes,
perspective while it's going. Yeah.
yes.
And she still does it. She just does it with remote devices now. So it's
Well,
still,
it
even
kind
though
of takes
digital,
the work out of it, I would presume, you know. But
well, no, because there's the artistic side of how far, fast. You
right,
know,
no, but I'm saying that the title focus puller doesn't have the same meaning that it does unless you're actually pulling focus on a real camera. The title's the same, but it has a different job, is what she's explaining to you, I presume.
Sure.
Right.
By the way, we go into it for over an hour.
Right.
If anybody wants to check that out.
Thanks,
that
Mark. Thanks for look. She's ripping her hair out over this thing. So am I. Okay, so the focus puller is still a focus puller, but she's working in the digital world 99% of the time. But she could still pull focus on a regular camera if she had to. Yes. And but she wanted to be a cinematographer. Is the point of this thing?
Thank you, Hunt
Club Barbie. Oh, good luck, Hunt Club Barbie. She wanted to be a cinematographer, but she ends up in the camera department, and that happens.
Well, I'm not sure because
you got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere.
Well, she's been started there for a lot of years, so it's kind of.
I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about people in general who are on crews. Like the assistant prop person doesn't want to be the assistant prop person the rest of their lives. They want to be, the property master. Or maybe they want to be a director. What do I know? I mean, I was a location manager. I didn't want to be a location manager. It was an entree into production for me to see how production worked as a screenwriter. So that's why I did it. I didn't have any desire to work my way up the ladder of production. I hated production. You had to get up at 4:30 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning. I mean, it's brutal. Production is a young person's war, and it's kind of like an army in a war. Like I said to you a couple months ago, the entire setup is set up like the military.
Yeah, and by the way, that's how she described it too. And to that point, there's a second job of the focus puller, and literally that is kind of running the department. So
you're talking about the second AC or?
Yes.
Okay.
When I say focus puller, I mean first AC
and second
or
AC.
Focus puller. So interchange it all you want, but they run the department. They run the camera department. So you have the DP who is technically in charge of the department, but the one who says where everything is, she's like the assistant director or first AD of that department. And I did not know.
What did she say about Looper leaving, though? Did she have any input into the Looper departure?
Yes, she did. It is everything that we've heard about the hotels and stuff. And I'll point into that. And I've got an email too. Anyway, so definitely, there is info there. I was just pointing out.
Wait, the police are coming now because of my career criminal record. Kinetic Cowboy, thank you. Judith Gurian with a super sticker. Go JG.
Yeah, welcome.
I love this woman. All my girlfriends and mothers have been Judith my whole life.
Anyway, moving on.
It's true. I've had a number of Judiths and a mother named Judith. So
we have she's in charge of the department, so to speak, but they don't technically report to her. So when Lane Looper quit, he was kind of leading by example, but all members wrote their own resignation letters and they resigned on their own. And that's kind of significant because he didn't say, hey, all of you, we're quitting or anything like that. Apparently is saying, I'm quitting and here's why. And they all followed suit and they wrote their own letters the night before. The next day, he and I don't know if it's some of them or what, but included in that list was the person who ran Video Village. And that's why it was down. And that's why the cinematographer was there with the camera. We've mentioned this before. And realistically, if Lane Looper was on the set and all was going on, he could have been the one who was shot because he probably would have been there with the camera.
Except I find it, again, I can't get my mind around the fact that Lane Looper was not there the day of the homicide. And I find it hard to not make him suspect number one. I said this to you a month ago. I'm sticking with it. He has a motive. He has opportunity. He has means. He takes down Video Village. He's complaining about the hotels, complaining about safety. He comes in, disappears that day. I'm not saying he did it at all. I'm just saying this guy's got a lot of stuff to explain here, Lucy. This would be if. And they probably felt the same way. They probably grilled him right out of the chute,
I'm sure that the cops did. And, and to Correct. I mean, he has to report to the lawyers. I've reached out, and
Right.
It's got to be a legal thing.
Right.
And yes, he absolutely could be unlucky in his timing, Eastland.
Right.
I mean,
No,
because there is
absolutely,
evidence
absolutely.
to substantiate what he
Right.
said.
There's just a
and bringing
lot of
up
factors. I would pick him out day one and say, look, this guy quit. This guy had motivation. He kept complaining. He complained about safety. And that day, no video village, can't record it. I mean, that's where I'd start anyway. I'd start by clearing him first, from the mess.
Okay. Well, and on to that note, a bottle.
Oh, is this the letter? Is this the original letter?
This is one of the letters that's talking about the driving situation.
Oh, right.
One of the emails.
Right.
And it goes into, and I'll put this on Locals, and there's also an attachment with all the union negotiation rules.
Right.
But essentially, they're talking about how they were able to talk to the union reps, and what was happening is these people were in the next town with hotels versus in the same town.
Mhm.
And they're working extremely long days, scheduled for X number, but then usually working longer, as you know from being on a film set.
Mhm.
I mean, 12-hour day is a short day.
Yeah, no, it's, it is what it is. But I mean, you got to get there, you got to leave. I mean, it becomes 14 to 15 hours sometimes. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Now, essentially, they were not only asking either hotels in town, but it appears here by this that they were saying, can we get a ride? And they're talking about here, we cannot offer safety rides due to our insurance conflicts. So
I'm wondering why this. I always wondered about this. Why isn't there a film van taking them from the set to their hotels? A minivan. They're driving their own cars. I've never heard of that. I mean, usually there's a set van, at least with talent. Maybe the crew is on their own. I don't get it. Usually,
I think the crew was on their own because remember the production staff had hotels in town,
right?
And they and this is where it gets really ugly. They had hotels in town. Obviously, a talent had hotels in town.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are kind of on their own out there, and then there was some complaints that they didn't just come out of nowhere. This email's here proving that. But
where did you get this? In a bottle that floated downstream, Eric?
Yeah, of course. It's one of my bottles. I can't find dots, but I get bottles.
Well, I think Pickle addressed this by apparently the 60 miles, the cutoff, whatever it was, is like 59 miles or something.
Right, here we go. Crew that drive over 60 miles to set.
Right.
So
but the hotel was like 59.5 miles.
Right. Which, by the way, this leads to a story. I'm going to hijack for a second.
Mm-hmm.
When I was stationed at Fort Irwin, California, I lived in Barstow, California.
Oh, it's dark out there, bro. That's an ugly place.
This is
that's
in
ugly.
The early 90s.
Wow.
So it's even worse.
That's serial killer land out there, bro.
It is horrible. Let's just say that everyone in Barstow is paid by the government, either welfare or military or government pay. That's pretty much it. As a private, know nothing, I lived there and had to drive into Fort Irwin. There was no on-base housing. We had a waiting list for a year.
Wow.
And it was, I believe, 50-something miles from the base proper to Barstow. And I could be, off, but I know it was something like that. Some bastard accountant figured out that if the government bought a little spot of land on the highway, 30-something miles in from Barstow, they put the guard gate that you had to drive through.
No.
They did not have to pay the extra money for our sorry asses that had to drive into the son of a bitch every damn day.
That's cruel. That's just
so
cruel.
This kind of reminds me a little bit of that, that whole, little tricky accounting where it's like, oh, well, the rule is this, so go ahead and get them in this out. So we're going to get a hold of you, screw you over which way. But
it seems like they were at war with the producers during most of this movie. A lot of people, at least,
Oh yeah, it was definitely not a good scenario, and it looks like they didn't even provide a ride, and that just seems nuts to me. Like
that I didn't know. I thought there would be a van taking crew back to the hotel, wherever the hell the hotel is,
And Winston, I have no idea.
Look, I'd like to know more. I'm into Winston's question. I'm more concerned about Winston's question than anything else.
Haven't heard.
Where is the dad, and is he gone to ground? Has he put a crew together of some of his? I mean, look, there's nothing more in the news right now than Ukraine. So if the dad has come from Ukraine in the middle of this geopolitical debacle, I think that's news.
Right.
I mean, is he going to side with his former Soviet friends, or will he side with the Ukrainian Navy?
Got it. Dude, we have no info. So I mean, it's like,
okay.
All
right. Just raising another question,
Okay, back to.
I know, Cat's crazy life is right. Looper protested too much. He had crocodile tears. He was crying at the benefit.
I mean, everything we're talking about is legitimate. You just said that it's messed up. And then it goes further when the production crew says, oh, we're going to get T-shirts saying 404 hotel not found to mock the people. Yeah, so if you're mocked, you're going through it, you're driving your own car, and they're telling you to screw off every which way. Are you protesting too much? Or are you saying,
well, okay, is he protesting the safety? Because Baldwin said that he came to him, Looper, about the hotels and said nothing about safety. I just want to remind everyone of that.
Well, apparently his resignation letter was full of safety. So,
right.
You're quoting Baldwin, not our favorite source.
Right. I agree.
But
thank you, Lon.
Let's say he did only talk about the hotel. What if he did say
no? I agree. It doesn't matter.
He might just said we need a closer hotel.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Long days. It's killing.
It doesn't matter. But it undermines. In other words, in general, if you're going around the producers and going to A-list talent on the movie with a gripe, man, are they going to be pissed at you?
Oh, sure.
Oh, that is whoa. Even though he's technically a producer on the project, to go and bother him while he's making a movie is verboten. That's verboten.
I agree.
Yeah. Not that I have any sympathy, but I'm just saying that is going like in the Army. That would be like you going above your sergeant.
I know what a chain of command is. Yes. It's literally
the chain of command. I'm sorry.
Yes, thank you.
I forgot the phrase. Chain of command. I'm sorry. But you're right.
Well, and what happened? He talked to him and quit that same evening. So obviously, whatever, it was at a breaking point. There was definitely a big issue.
Right.
So now that leads us into
lawyers, guns, and money. Warren Zevon.
Well, we're gonna say it definitely leads us.
So that should be our theme song. Is the Zevon, lawyers, guns, and money? If we had the rights and
you get demonetized
every time we played it, I would love to open with that, bro.
But it's guaranteed to happen. So on to our email.
Okay.
That we've been teasing for a while.
Wait, the email or the text?
This is an email.
Okay, there's an email. Okay.
And the reply is also it
looked like a text. I'm sorry. Okay.
Well, it's cut out for, we don't want to identify people.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's why I didn't see the originals. Okay, thank you. So it is an email that you cut out the source. So we can
the first email, we have the source and the destination. There's also 15 other people who were copied.
Oh, wow.
And those
I didn't know
have been blacked out for privacy purposes.
Right. I didn't know.
I don't share bottle sources if they're not
right.
wanted to. And
wait, what happened to the you're gonna do that later. Okay, so what are we doing now?
Okay.
What are we doing? This is unrehearsed, people. I haven't talked to Hunley in a couple of days. So
yes.
And we're all over the map today, but we've got a lot of good stuff, but we just haven't coordinated it. So you're seeing this in real time.
All right.
I don't even know this guy. In fact, this is all completely honest, and we're doing this completely without a safety net. I don't know who this guy is, but this is all good work. Thank you.
This is one of our phone calls. Let's just put it that way. You're just witnessing real time.
All right. Whoa. Now we got something. Here we go.
Pickle.
Wait a second. Let me just ask this question. Is that Pickle with the mask up there?
No, it's Pickle with a double mask.
Right. I just want to make sure who we're dealing with.
Pickle wants to be safe. So she wears
so this is double barrel Pickle with a double mask and a headband sending a return email to Hannah.
No, this is the original email to Hannah. Let's go through it and it'll all come together.
Right. Okay. I just want to see who we're talking about here. Hold on just a second. Remind people who Gabrielle Pickle is.
You go ahead. That's the line producer.
She was the unit production manager, line producer on the film.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's why. So we know out of Georgia, with the other producers who have
Mhm.
worked with Baldwin in the past on other projects.
I don't know that she has, or those producers have. I
No,
know
but I'm
there's
saying the
Sousa.
producers have. I don't know if she has either, but those producers out of that company in Georgia, which is the one she's affiliated with, have worked with Baldwin in the past. She's the line producer on this project. So just so you know, all bucks stop with her. Everything. She is
Quite literally, because she got paid a nice salary.
right, but she's supposed to. I mean, she's literally the physical, hands-on producer of this movie. Just to set it up for people who didn't see the other 71 episodes of Baldwin Gone Wild, Gabrielle Pickle is the line producer on the project. Okay.
Yes, the line producer who made, I believe, is $96,000 in the budget,
Right.
more than our victim, Halyna Hutchins.
Right. Okay.
Almost double the first AD.
Okay. Still legit. Still legit.
Really? Okay. Well, everyone else put out it was
I mean,
extremely high.
the line producers got to get paid. I mean, that's every single thing. I don't know about $96,000 out of a $7 million budget. I don't know if that's
when the director's at 150, when the star's at 150, and the director's at about
that's
150,
the
line
percentages.
producers at 100,000. The other producers are sitting at about
50 and
yeah, I don't remember what it is, but they're less. So it's a very interesting amount of money.
Very top heavy. It's very top heavy. Yeah, especially when you're cutting corners like that, and who knows what the horses were fed? They may have cut back on the horse chow.
But this is how she's earning her money. So let's look at it.
Yes, let's go back to it. Okay.
Okay, so here we go. Hannah, sorry we missed each other the last two times we tried. I wanted to talk to you about several things. We hired you as both armor and key assistant props. We were able to do this even though you were non-union because props is strapped nationwide, and IA told us we could hire at will to fill that department. Now, this is where it gets really interesting.
Okay, well, let me address that because this is something I've been harping about since episode 72. The fact that she is in two different departments, everyone I've spoken to, including myself in town, have never heard of this in a million years. Now, some people say in the defense of Gabrielle Pickle that armorer is underneath the props department. That's not the debate we're having here. She is the head armorer. She has no assistant. And now she becomes the assistant to the head of the props department. Just keep in mind what we're saying here because there's going to be a payoff. Let's continue.
All right. So it has been brought to my attention that you are focusing far more on armor and not supporting props as needed.
Okay,
now,
go ahead, Eric. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
If we don't have to read even the rest of it. That statement right there.
I know. That's the smoking gun.
Statement.
That's the smoking gun. And I hate to use smoking and gun in the same one, but I mean, she has the entire earth backwards as Gabrielle Pickle. The fact that you're on a Western, this is not like a domestic drama where there's one handgun scene where the guy shoots his wife in the third act. There are dozens and dozens of guns and shootouts and bullets on this set. The fact that she's even suggesting this is insane. This is absolutely the reverse of the real world. I mean, if anything, she should be explaining why Hannah Reed does not have an assistant armorer. But go on.
Okay, and now here we go. Complaining here. I know this is a new role for you, but I need to know you will take the key assistant props position seriously and support that department. If you guidance, typo, whatever. Yeah. Okay, so this is the first bullet.
If you need guidance on that, yes, what that position fully entails, please let us know. That's an insult. That's an insult.
Yeah, of course it is. Anyway, so this is the first one. She's saying, okay, we hired you for 2 jobs and you are not doing the second job that seems to be taking priority. Now, the second bullet, now this is really important.
Yeah.
Production and AD team have seen twice there is a shotgun left unattended after a scene. So you're going to yell that you're not doing your second job, but then the next statement here is literally saying you left shit unattended.
Pickle's hanging herself with this. Pickle's killing herself. Yeah, go on.
And here we go. We need a type of check-in and check-out system. Well, who's going to man it? Who's going to run the system, Pickle? If she's off doing props, who is going to check in and out?
Not only is she not doing props, she's criticizing her for both.
Yes.
You're saying there's a
That's what
shotgun laying around, and why aren't you helping Zachary with the props? It's crazy, Eric. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Exactly. And then we need to get your start work for the second position.
Wait.
ASAP.
If you need the office, I just want to finish this. I need some type of check-in out system put in place immediately. If you need the office to help you create some kind of documentation system, what are you going to do? Sign in for a shotgun? We're happy to do so. We need all weapons to be in your control. No kidding, Sherlock. Number 3, we need to get your start work for the second position. We need to get your start work for the second.
I'm sure
position.
it's a sign off. This is my first day at work. Blah blah blah. blah
Oh, there are paper copies in the AD trailer if you want to do it at the end of the day. Okay. Wow, it's a bombshell, my friend.
I mean, literally in the same email, she's saying you're doing a shitty job as the assistant props, and oh, by the way, you're not doing the armor, and you're spending too much time doing the armor. You're not doing this job. But we're going to complain about the armor. I'm so freaking confused.
The only way this would work is if you were assistant location manager and assistant props, right? So you came in, you did your location crap, you set up some cones in the morning, and then you got to go over to props. But what she's saying is the most dangerous job on the set. I want you to focus more on, vases and doilies in the prop department than the loaded weapons that are giving us problems on a huge Western amount of weaponry, because my priorities are so skewed and so crazy that I'm looking at this film wondering why you're not helping more as the assistant property master. Now, think about Nicole Montoya. You could get 5 Nicole Montoyas to help Zachary. They're a dime a dozen in Santa Fe. I could take somebody off the street and make them assistant prop master. That's how, you know what I mean? Like, it's really just a body that you need. But she is the only armorer on the set. And there's shotguns being left around, and there's bullets without being cases and boxes being mailed of bullets. I'm shocked. I'm really shocked by this level of insanity. The logic of it is bizarre. It's bizarre.
Okay, so
this is in writing. Forget about rumors or innuendo. This is in writing. This is a smoking gun, regardless of what happens next.
Well, and we'll let Hannah speak for herself. Here's her reply.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow.
Well, Gabby, I think I have been taking my props side seriously. I've done several things off the clock for props to enhance the production, but I will ask Sarah what more I can do to help that department. As far as me taking the armor job more seriously, it's a very serious job. And since we've started, I've had a lot of days where my job should only be to focus on the guns and everyone's safety.
Every day, yeah.
Well, one would think, it's only
every minute of every day.
Especially October.
You're dealing
21st.
With dynamite. You're dealing with
21st.
explosives, for God's sakes.
Yep, 21st of October is a really good day to focus on guns, don't you think?
Right,
right. So days when there's lots of guns out and gunplay, key assistant props has to take a back seat, as that is my job for the day. Live firearms on set is absolutely my priority. When they aren't out, I focus on props. Wow. When I'm forced to do both,
an understatement. Go ahead.
Oh, and here we go. When I'm forced to do both, that's when mistakes get made, like the shotgun being unattended. I originally left it there thinking we were coming back to the scene right away. Then I got called to load guns, and as you know, things go fast on set. I talked to the other girls in my department about that moment and just said that we all need to be watching out for them when we leave scenes, as I'm not able to watch 12 guns and load all of them at the same time.
Oh, my God.
We do have to have a checkout system in place. With that being said, we're not able to have gun scenes like that and check them all back in as the day goes on because we keep them on set. Now, this is actually, there's 2 pages of reply here, and I'm going to put 100% of this up on locals again, like I normally do.
What am I missing here?
But that's essentially the bottom line. It's just
hold on.
detail.
I've gone into production trailer twice today trying to grab the paper. Who cares about that? I appreciate you voicing these concerns with me, as I want to do a good job and make a good impression. But ultimately, there are working guns on set every day, and those are ultimately going to be the priority, of course, because when they are not, that's when dangerous mistakes can happen. I will talk to Sarah in other ways I can help her. And when we have days that are little to no gun props, will be my absolute number 1 priority. I'm speechless. I mean, Now, that being said, I presume Hannah agreed to be assistant props for the extra money. And that could have been when there was no guns involved, like she's saying here, right? But apparently this pickle is pushing it where she wants you to deal with props even on gun days, if I could sum it up, right?
Essentially, yeah. I mean,
right.
It is.
Wow.
I mean, it says.
Wow. This is what I was talking about a month ago. I said I've never heard of this because of this. This is why I was saying it. You can't, like I said, it could be somebody from parking working in locations, or it could be somebody on craft services who's working with the dress designer, but you can't have the sole armorer working with props. It's just the craziest thing I've ever heard. I mean, again, this is one person. If she had 2 or 3 assistants read, forget about her experience. She has more professionalism in this statement than half the people on this movie. This is a woman who is just coming off a picture with Nicolas Cage where she was the chief armorer. Okay. I guarantee you 95% of the people on that movie crew do not have the experience that Hannah Reid has in terms of A, coming off a Nicolas Cage movie, and B, being raised in the business since she was a baby by Thel Reid, her father. The combination of the two and the professionalism of that response. I mean, I would have blown a gasket, but she's simply responding very professionally to someone I think has far less experience than her.
In this specific thing? Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I don't feel like we have to add commentary to this. It's there.
I'm just done.
Here's the email. Here's the response. Again, I'll put them all up on Locals. Okay. Yeah. And everybody can parse it, determine it. But I think that this is a significant development. And I wish I had
Goodman is not going to be happy, Eric.
Well, he could join my Locals or our Locals. I'm sorry.
Can't you send a bottle to H.A. Goodman? The guy put his whole life into this thing. I love this guy.
Oh, come on. H.A. Goodman's a good guy. And
I know.
He can come check it out. Now, that is our bit for today. There's more to come. More to come.
Today?
Yeah, this is it for the show today that we have.
Wait. We're
coming up.
Oh, what's this now?
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Coming up, we have things in development. And this
I see.
This is the call sheet, actually.
The actual call. You're saying to me we have the actual call sheet from the movie.
Oh, yeah. Multiple. But people want that one probably because it's October 21st, the last call sheet.
Right.
We have several others too, but we have
Oh my.
And we have not had time to go through all of them. And we have lines out, and I'm hoping bottles come in, but more's to come. I promise.
I just want to point out in that one call sheet on that day, there's a snake handler. So there are snakes on this day. There's a snake because there's a lot of horse wranglers, but there's a snake handler, which means snake trouble, which is always scares the hell out of me on a movie. And if you look down,
horse wrangler.
Well, you see why Thomas Gandy's involved, because he's got Squibb. 121, scene 121 is Squibb gunfight, gunfire. That's all Thomas Gandy's special effects things right there. 124 blood. Oh yeah, the Ellie Snake Wrangler, the very bottom. This is a stunt day.
Now I don't know. I don't know if I'm thinking snake might be a piece of equipment. I'm not sure.
No. It's a rattlesnake. No. That's a snake wrangler, bro. That's a live snake. There's no wrangler of a piece.
I didn't know if there was a rattlesnake in the crew in the script or not. Like I said, I'm working on it and I have a shooting script coming in to kind of line things up, determine specifically what was being shot. We've got the scenes. We know all the people who are here or supposed to be here. Notice the camera crew, everything. Not going into the details right now.
Okay.
But as everybody can see, this is what we're working on, and hopefully this is a reason to subscribe.
Oh, we're never going to get out of this. This is a thing that's never going to end, Eric.
I know it's never going to end, but I guess we're covered for next week too. We said, I don't know if we're going to have anything for Friday, and this is the return.
Oh my God. Oh, Jesus.
So,
I mean, these are good documents. I mean, I don't know if anybody's ever looked at these, but I would study them if I were you people who are interested in the case, because this is good stuff to get your hands on. I mean, didn't we put the script up originally? That's a non-shooting version of the script. That
Correct.
Was
we put the script that was bought, or that was
right,
sold,
right.
and Alec
yeah,
Baldwin.
yeah. The Sousa script. Okay.
The shooting script will have scene breakdowns.
When you say shooting, you mean camera shooting,
correct?
Not the gunfire script. I mean, no, there's a lot of smoking guns. I mean, look at all the weird, verbiage: smoking guns, shooting script. I mean. It makes
some unintentional irony, like the whole plot kind of matching the
riding
scenario.
Shotgun back to the hotel. Who calls shotgun? Then a shotgun left on the set, unattended. The unattended guns. Can't wait for Alec Baldwin restaurant. Part 321. Yeah, Alex's parole hearing. He's just gonna. We could have Donegan. What's the guy's name?
Oh, Kyle Donegan.
Yeah, when they have the trial, because there won't be any cameras, we'll have Donegan doing the parts of Baldwin's testimony on a daily basis after the trial day, But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of meat on this bone, Eric. You're right. There is a lot of meat. That text really shocked me. I'm really shocked.
All right, now, folks, hopefully this is enough. Consider subscribing.
What?
Tell a friend. I'm terrible about saying that.
Should they share the episode with other people on the earth?
Anyone who wants to know about what the hell's going on with Alec Baldwin, I think this is worth sharing.
Okay. Should they subscribe? Like, what is the downside of subscribing? I never understood the downside. What happens? What's the dark side of the downside? Why? Like, I'm not. Somebody says, I don't care what they say. I'm never going to.
Your shirt might not coordinate, and that'd be offensive.
What's that?
Your shirt might not coordinate for them, and that'd be offensive.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, I'm saying they can subscribe to the channel. It's not going to kill them, is what I mean.
No, I don't think it's.
Unlike Alec Baldwin, will kill them.
Well, we're not going to. We just stand behind Baldwin, not in front.
Right.
And you're always okay.
Now, PayPal can help with my wardrobe, books, and coffee, right?
God forbid
I'm on Venmo too. I don't know what you're on. I'm on steroids right now. So I have Venmo. Is there some other thing I'm supposed to be on? What are you on?
I've got Venmo, PayPal, and I even have a crypto link. So if
he's got crypto, this guy. Come on.
Yeah, that's right. I'm the nerd.
Come on, help me out here.
But hey,
okay, now what about locals? How do they do that?
Unstructured.locals.com. Also in the description, but check this out. If you look underneath this player, you should see merch.
Oh, we got merch now, right?
Yeah, but linked literally in YouTube, they've now put a merch shelf on, so you can actually go browse and see right here under the video, and buy a T-shirt. Do
we have a zip-up sweatshirt, Eric? Some woman was asking about.
There is a sweatshirt. I don't know if it's zip-up or not.
Okay, somebody was asking about zip-up sweatshirts. I'm not. Is there?
Not sure.
What about underwear? Do we have underwear?
I don't think so. Actually, I don't think it's zip-up because the logo goes across the front.
Right. Oh yeah, that would be a problem.
I think it's a pullover hoodie, but I'm really happy with it. I think it looks good. Got a few of them out there, and my shirt today is not from that. That's just a shirt that I have.
Oh, you made that yourself?
No, it's something I bought from somewhere online.
They sell that? That's a thing. That's really a thing.
It's a cool message. I got it.
Yeah, no, I'm not disputing it. It's cool. I'm just wondering, that's a commercial item or no?
Yeah. It's a shirt I bought off of a site that I was like, oh, I like that. Probably a libertarian site or something.
Okay. All right. I
don't remember. But anyway, everyone.
What are we doing? Okay. Well, I just want to put a plug in for the ladies of LBJ because as I said, I'm going to start to assemble the first episode of LBJ, which is going to be a multi-episode thing. We're going to enter with the ladies of LBJ, which is quite a few ladies. So I'm going to work on that over the weekend and start getting Eric the.
So maybe Tuesday for LBJ.
That's what I'm kind of thinking, right? If I can't get it together by Tuesday, maybe we could do a special edition or something. But I do want to get into LBJ and some of the other stuff we talked about on the Barn Show the other night. Besides this Baldwin thing, which is just creating its own sauce. We don't really have to do anything for Baldwin. This is making. No,
it'll be next Friday for Baldwin. I don't plan to do anything earlier in the week. I'm waiting for things to come in.
Right.
And we should have quite a bit.
Why don't we try for Tuesday to try to do LBJ's ladies? You know what I mean? And there may be 2 parts just for the LBJ ladies, to be honest with you, because
could be.
There's his daughters, the wife, the mother, all the mistresses, the secretaries, Helen Gahagan Douglas. I mean, it goes on and on and on. But it'll allow us to begin to get into the story of LBJ. This will just be we have to truncate it and slice it up into at least themes of LBJ, because there's so much material.
God, yeah. If anyone's ever seen the Caro books, we're talking about
those
I don't know, 40,000 pages of
them. Yeah. And I've read every single page. I got to go back and look at it. It's been a while. So I have to go back in the Caro books and see and then of course we'll eventually end up with the JFK assassination, maybe the MLK assassination, and possibly the RFK assassination. And this is a busy guy, you know. Yeah, so we got that to do. And then you mentioned the Elliot
we got to get with Allison to do Elliott Smith.
Right, we got to finish that up. We got to finish.
We're rolling quickly into February, where we have the Toga Party and the Lincoln conspiracy. Look, there's a ton of stuff coming. we can't even figure it out ourselves. So subscribe.
If I only had an intern. I need like a young intern to help me.
He has very specific standards for his intern. I'll tell you what, just go look up old National Lampoon magazines, and there's certain comic strips that you'll see.
Even at MTV, I had to send back the interns to MTV. They sent me too many. It was just ridiculous. I have so many files here, though. I may need some help. If anybody's in LA, I wouldn't travel too far to do the job, but it may be good if you're at college credit. They used to give college credit for being an intern at places like this.
Folks, we are not planning to do the Toga Party episode in uniform.
Oh, no.
We're not wearing a toga.
That's not a bad idea. Was I in a toga? No, I don't think I was in a toga. Well, maybe I was. I don't even remember. But I know that every single person at Tulane University was in a toga, because the Guinness Book of World Records came and said it was the largest toga party in the history of the world. And I'm very proud of that. It was later defeated, I think, years later. But at that time, it was the world's largest toga party, combined Tulane and Loyola University. And a lot of hijinks went on that people may be interested in, with Otis Day and the Knights and National Lampoon combined in New Orleans, where I ended up getting the key to the city from the mayor of New Orleans that it's right back there. See that over my shoulder? Next to the door, that's the key to the city to New Orleans, there in the frame thing with the little alumni button there, or whatever that is. But yeah, we'll do that. When is that? Fat Tuesday, Eric? Or
yep, Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras.
Okay.
So
all right, we still got to do Jonas Salk with Saban.
We have so much. We'll settle down. Got to subscribe. Got to be on Locals, folks. We're about to hit a big number there, and we'll be able to do longer live streams, put up more ad-free live streams, things like that.
We're going to do that thing with Barnes again and Viva?
Probably. I don't know. Well, it seems to be working out like a monthly thing-ish.
Okay.
And to close out, we've got a little piece of music that hopefully will be there. If you're watching the replay and it's not there, anyone, that means that it got yanked for copyright and we had to pull it. So
they don't even respect the dead anymore. Rest in peace, Meatloaf. Rest.